No one is born hating another. And if people can learn to hate, they can also be taught to love. Molweni, I greet you like this for the last time this semester. And I have just paraphrased the words of a great South African, a great champion of human rights, the late Dr. Nelson Mandela. Now you may be wondering why it is that I consistently greeted you like this each time I walked into class, or why it is that even some of the comments I made on your work were in isiXhosa, my language. Here's why. I wanted you to realize that when we learn a new language, even if it's a few words of that language, we learn a different way of seeing things. We acquire a fresh set of eyes that allows us to look at things differently, to attempt to solve things differently. See, when we learn a new language, we learn new perspectives, we gain new insights, we have a renewed appreciation of other people's lives. We get that much closer to reducing ethnocentrism. But there's another reason. See, I wanted to introduce you to two words. The first being diversity and the second being inclusion. See, as instructors, we are great subject experts. We do a great job of teaching you to thrive, to compete successfully in the world out there post-graduation. That we fail sometimes, we fail dismally to prepare you to participate in a diverse world. We fail to allow, to prepare you to think critically about what we mean when we talk about a diverse world, what we mean when we talk of inclusion. And so I realized that I had to be intentional in teaching you these two words. See, I'm not worried that you won't be successful post-graduation. I'm not worried that you won't get that job. I'm not worried that you won't start a successful business that may have a larger global footprint. I'm not worried that you won't be rich and make those billions of dollars. But I'm worried that in being rich, you also become poor. See, you will be poor if you don't know how to engage with people who do not look like you, who do not pronounce words the same way that you do, who do not pray like you, who do not believe in the same things that you believe in, who do not celebrate the same holidays that you celebrate. So how will you become successful? See, I have come to realize and I take my lessons from the words of Utatu Desmond Tutu, another South African, a Nobel Peace Prize winner. He teaches us that if you want peace, you don't speak to your friends because, see, perhaps you have the same ideas, the same values, the same ideologies. He teaches us that if you want peace, you speak to your enemies. See, another great African, Dr. Chupa, teaches us something very profound. He teaches us that we become a liability to humankind if we cannot rise above petty sentiments, if we cannot challenge our own political leanings, if you are so married to the ideologies of our tribes, of our cultures, of our religions. He says our education and our exposure becomes useless at this point. Do you want to be a liability to humankind? Do you want the years that you've spent learning inside and outside of a college classroom to become useless? I don't think you do. And so that's why I had to try to be intentional in opening your eyes, in starting discussions about privilege. You see, when somebody mentions the word privilege, especially in the context of fairness, We become so irritable, so annoyed. Sometimes we feel judged. We rationalize the things that we have. We say, I work hard. See, when we say we work hard, we imply that somebody else who has less than us is lazy. Is that what we mean? See, I want you to be able to stand up for the small person, to challenge problems even when they are not your own personal problems. Because then when you do that, you would have awoken your senses to understanding that you have certain privileges. You would be what we call a woke individual. Stay woke. And so before this becomes a Sunday morning sermon, let me summarize. And if you take nothing away from this, here's what I want you to remember. When people throw stones at others in order to hurt, I want you to pull out bandages and bandage those people. You see, when people throw stones, I want you to take those stones and build bridges. When people put up fences and walls, I want you to tear down those walls, build a bridge, reach across to somebody who's different from you. I want you to learn to comfort. I want you to learn to love before you judge. I want you to be the change. I want you to ignite change. And so, make your mark, become a great individual, and realize that if we can learn to hate, we can also learn to love. Until I see you again next semester, nisale kakuhle.